Yeah, the way I see it, the United Way is focused on understanding the assets and capacity of our community. And then we partner with community members to support those assets and allocate that support to the partner agencies that provide the direct service that's most effective. So, that's really primarily what the United Way does. We focus on health, education, and financial stability. So those are three categories that we focus on. But when communities partner well, all of those categories blend. The partners, who are supporting education are supporting health and financial stability, and vice versa. So that's a very beautiful way, I think, that I'm looking at our community and what the United Way does. So my job is to fundraise and administer and operate the office, as well as understand the needs and dreams and potential of our community, and build the partnerships that are going to effectively and efficiently allocate and work with the funds that are donated to the United Way. This office is open to the community. I want nonprofits to come here and meet. I want it to be a place of creativity and inspiration, and to build more diversity, equity, and inclusion. So these are the goals of the United Way worldwide, really. And my job, I see, is to really make those come real and true in this community. I mean, we have 23 agencies that we're supporting this year. So, when it comes to financial stability, people might not, like, how do you support financial stability? Well, we partner with Midshore Pro Bono, who provides free legal services for the elder law, for housing, for bankruptcy and, credit card fraud situations. We partner with Community Mediation Upper Shore, which provides really vital services for the courts, actually, to mediate, friends and neighbor situations that end up with criminal charges that can be mediated, as well as working in the schools to do mediation. And we partner with Rebuilding Together Kent County, which does vital work for housing, and the kind of our funds are supporting, say, for Rebuilding Together, they needed a part-time person to support, facilitating people to apply or to, get the resources in order to make the houses improved. Our funds are different for our local organizations because they're not government grants, they're not foundation grants. They are funds that they can use for what they really need, that those kinds of grants won't actually fund. So, Kent Association for Riding Therapy, Camp Fairleigh, United Needs and Abilities are the organizations that support our local folks that are otherly abled, I would say, or, disabled. And CART needs their horses to be fed. I mean, they have volunteers who come in and do their work. They're highly certified, fantastic program. And, they were able to bring those horses to Camp Fairleigh. When Camp Fairleigh participants couldn't come to them, they were able to bring the horses to Camp Fairleigh. So there's partnering that's happening there. United Needs and Abilities, it's cash assistance. Sometimes these folks, their health insurance isn't covering, what they need in order to get into a bus, right? And we need these people to be able to get out of their homes. It's, they need the services, they need the support. Camp Fairleigh provides that, an amazing experience where they get to, zip line and climb a tower and go kayaking. And, those are very, very vital experiences for our folks. Big Brother, Big Sister does really important work that's evidence-based mentoring. And, I see that also in conjunction with our in-school mental health programming for all seasons that provides that for us. That's really crucial work that, starts at elementary school and is consistent through middle school. I'm not sure if it's in the high school as well. I would imagine it is. But the example that I have is, a student who's now in middle school but started with the mental health program that we support in elementary school, with just basic challenges with interacting with folks at school, not having the confidence and, having some mental health issues maybe regarding the family. And what the For All Susans program can do is work with the family, with the school, with the counselor. So it's a wraparound type of thing. But that student now in middle school has straight A's, is part of the STEM program, is participating in sports. So there's real, sort of impact that you can see from these services that we've been supporting for years, right? United Way is 65 years old this year here in King County. Folks from the community for 65 years, I mean, there's hardly anybody, I think, in this community that hasn't been touched by United Way, either by serving on the board, contributing, or receiving the services. So it's a very beautiful history. And I think, it's exciting to be here and to work from my perspective, coming from a sort of social change, social-based, impact-oriented advocacy type of background. I encourage folks to give to these agencies individually as well. I think it's important to do that. And then I just ask that, to also give to the United Way, to give to the connective tissue that is going to really support the most vulnerable when it comes to health, education, and financial stability. Yeah, we just recently met with our agencies and asked the question, how does the United Way fund, how are the United Way funds working for you, and what are your challenges? And the biggest challenge is, the communication about what they do and volunteers, having volunteers. They're incredibly needed. So one of the goals I would, that I do have in the new year is to create a space, a hub, so that people can go and see which organizations need what kind of volunteers, right? So, you can have the list of agencies. Right now I have a list of sort of the programs that we support, but we can have a list of what those agencies need when it comes to volunteering. I mean, do you want to go out and help build a house? Do you want to help with tutoring? Do you want to the senior care program, really important. Upper Shore Aging is another program that we support that helps elders. And there's a desperate need for grocery shopping. Just like driving, a car and going to pick up some groceries and bringing them to folks who can't do that anymore. So another fantastic program that I'm really excited about is the Garfield Center for the Arts are creating original plays that are about character count values. And those plays, while we all love to go to the Garfield Center for the Arts, not everybody can go to that building and watch a play or a musical or something like that. So the Garfield, with these original plays, will be performing them in the school system and then having, being able to have dialogue about those issues. So it's another angle on our character counts values and how we, can really, what does respect actually mean? What is that actually, what's the value of that? What does it mean to be honest? Is it vulnerable to be honest, or is it good? Why? When? Is it important to be honest? All of those sort of things that we do need to discuss and understand. It's people care in this community, and people give, and it makes a difference. So part of my work, also really wants to celebrate these volunteers and contributors and donors. I mean, I'm thinking and figuring out ways to do that. There's so much we can do together socially, just building the social capital of our community. I think there's a lot of work we can do together. But I also want to sort of emphasize the fact that one thing that I am really looking forward to doing is really understanding the assets and the capacity and the potential of our community. So we're not looking at, charity and all these terrible poor people. But, you know, really the power of our community, the power and skills of our community, and how we can work together to make life more fun and joyful and easier for folks and healthy.